While you were sleeping peacefully, the future of the Bears was being decided behind closed doors. Let me tell you something that'll shake everything you thought you knew about this team. We've got a running back now ranked higher than established. Stars, even though people had written him off. A star wide receiver whose name is swirling in trade rumors just when we thought he was untouchable. And a rookie quarterback getting crucified over something that analysts don't even fully understand. 3 bombshells that could redefine this entire season and the future of Chicago. If you don't stick around till the end, you're gonna miss details no other channel's bold enough to lay out like this. Hit that like button and let's jump straight in, cause this gets intense. Listen up, because this blew me away. And I need you to understand just how big this is. Rashan Johnson, the same back many of you wanted off the roster just a few weeks ago, the same guy who had fans groaning every time he touched the ball, was just ranked the 21st best backup running back in the entire NFL by Alex K from Bleacher Report. Can you believe that? Here's the question. How does a guy who averaged just 2.7 yards per carry last season, who finished as RB54 in overall fantasy performance, who looked completely lost most of the time, suddenly get ranked above solid names like Nick Chubb with the Texans, Kareem Hunt with the Chiefs, Justice Hill with the Ravens, and Blake Corum with the Rams? Let me tell you the full story that most people don't know. When Ryan Poles took Johnson in the 4th round of the 2023 draft, he called him a potential cornerstone for the organization. At the time, we all thought that was a reach. Johnson spent his whole college career at Texas sitting behind Bijan Robinson. But here's what Poles saw that we didn't. Johnson wasn't just a middle-of-the-road back. He was a guy with elite character who put the team first, always. Poles was in the middle of overhauling a toxic culture in Hallis Hall, and Johnson fit the mold of the locker room he was trying to build. The problem? His first 2 years in the league were a complete disaster, and I'm not exaggerating. His numbers were so brutal that analysts had him closer to being cut than contributing. 2.7 yards per carry is a stat that would make any offensive coordinator want to cry. But this is where the entire narrative flips. And this is what I think is happening. The arrival of Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator isn't just a personnel change, it's a complete offensive philosophy shift. Johnson comes from Detroit, where he turned no-name backs into absolute weapons. And I'm going to say what no one else is saying. Johnson is at the very least going to be the backup this season. And if DeAndre Swift doesn't impress early on, Rashan could see a massive workload increase. And here's what nobody's mentioning. Swift has never made it through a full season without a major injury. The Bears' offensive line, totally revamped. New tackles, new guards, new center. Whole blocking scheme changed. Johnson's no longer running behind a line that looked like wet tissue paper. This time, he's got real protection. Alex K from Bleacher Report made a point that stuck with me. Even though 7th-round rookie Kyle Monagai could stir things up with a strong camp, it's likely Swift opens as the RB1 with Johnson right behind him. But K added something crucial. Johnson finally has a shot to shine behind a solid O-line in a creative system. Let me be clear, if Rashan doesn't seize this chance, if he can't show that he's more than his past stats, he won't get another opportunity like this again. The talent's always been there. The situation just hasn't been. So I'm asking you, do you truly believe Johnson can go from RB54 to a legit contributor? Or is this ranking just preseason hype that's gonna blow up in our faces once the real games begin? And now we've reached the biggest bomb of them all. The one that could completely shift the Bears' trajectory over the next 5 years. DJ Moore, our clear-cut WR1. The guy who had 140 targets and 98 catches last season, the one who's been the go-to safety valve for our quarterbacks 2 years straight, is suddenly being mentioned in trade rumors just because we drafted Luther Burden in the 2nd round. Let me tell you something that Brad Biggs from the Chicago Tribune understands, but analysts from outside markets completely miss. Trading DJ Moore right now would be the dumbest, most destructive move the Bears could possibly make. Let me break. It's down with cold, hard numbers. We just extended Moore 12 months ago, showing we were fully committed to him as a cornerstone of the offense. If we trade him after this season, we eat $12 million in dead money. Starting in 2026, Moore's base salary is $23.485 million per year for the next 3 seasons. Do you see the financial disaster that would be? If the team truly believed he wasn't worth that production, who in the NFL is going to take on that massive contract for a guy supposedly not worth it? And here's the historical context people forget. DJ Moore was the centerpiece of the biggest trade in recent Bears history. That Panthers trade brought us the #1 overall pick in 2023, which we used on Caleb Williams. And it gave us Carolina's 2024 first rounder, which turned into Rome Odunze. One move brought us 3 pillars of our future passing game. Moore's production tells the real story. In his first season here in 2023, he posted career highs, 96 catches, 1,364 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's not a guy on the decline. That's a guy in his prime. In 2024, he kept pace with 98 catches for 966 yards and 6 TDs. Fewer yards, yes, but more catches. That means he became an even more reliable option. In pressure moments, Brad Biggs summed it up perfectly. If the Bears were thinking about dealing Moore, it'd be because they didn't believe he was worth the money. If that's true, good luck finding another team willing to pay him that kind of money. But here's what really fires me up about Moore's future in this offense. Ben Johnson isn't just slotting him in as a traditional X-receiver. He's getting creative, like Deebo Samuel type creative. More in motion, more in the backfield, more creating havoc for defenses in ways he's never been used before. Imagine the possibilities. Moore lined up alongside Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, adding depth. Colston Loveland creating matchup nightmares at tight end, and Moore shifting into the backfield to confuse defenses. That's not just a receiver group. That's an arsenal. Biggs expects Moore to stay in Chicago through at least 2026, and I agree. In fact, I'd say he should stay even longer. Trading him now would be like selling your house during a storm when you know its value is about to skyrocket. Moore brings continuity for Caleb Williams. He's the veteran WR who can teach the nuances of the NFL game. He's the safety blanket. When plays break down, he's the lifeline under pressure. Losing that now would be criminal. So what do you think? Should the Bears explore trading Moore for extra draft capital, or is keeping him absolutely essential for Caleb Williams' development and the immediate future of this franchise? Continues in next message. Now let's get into something that honestly ticks me off and shows everything wrong with today's sports media. Caleb Williams went viral for missing 4 throws in a row during a practice drill, and the media lost their minds like it was the end of the world. Are you serious? Listen carefully because this is important and you need the full context. Williams not only explained what happened, he actually laughed about it with the kind of confidence that I thought was perfect. And I'll tell you why I love that reaction. First, let's talk facts. The ones the media conveniently ignored. It was a quick release drill. It wasn't a game simulation. Williams wasn't reading coverages. He wasn't under pressure. He wasn't navigating a collapsing pocket. It was literally catch the snap without worrying about the laces and throw it quickly to the bottom left corner, like a screen. Just a fun accuracy and footwork challenge between quarterbacks. That's it. As Williams told Adam Johns from CHGO, we just missed that one and not the others. It's a fun drill to work on accuracy and throwing without the laces, just getting your feet right. But here's what really bothers me. GM Ryan Poles was reportedly shocked that this got so much attention, and I couldn't agree more. Since when do we judge the entire future of a franchise QB, the guy we gave up multiple draft picks for? The one who carries the hope of an entire city, based on a silly drill that has zero relevance to real football. This is exactly what's wrong with the sports media right now. They need content 24/7. They need drama, and they'll manufacture it if they have to. Williams getting frustrated in the drill? That's a sign of competitiveness. Laughing off the noise? That's mental toughness. Here's what really matters this preseason, and what the media should be focused on instead. Ben Johnson will be carefully evaluating Caleb's pre-snap routines, his defensive reads, his body language under real pressure, and his performance during actual preseason snaps. If they put him in, the Bears have real questions to answer before the season. They've got to figure out who their left tackle's going to be. Braxton Jones, Ozzie Trapilo, or Kieran Amagaji. That spot is key to protecting Williams' blindside, and one weak link could wreck the whole offense. They also need the run game to step up big time. If they can't establish the ground game, Williams is going to get blitzed nonstop. Swift, Johnson, a Mona guy, have to step up and deliver balance. And rookies like tight end Colston Loveland and wide receiver Luther Burden, they need to get up to speed fast. They'll be vital in this system. But the one thing we definitely don't need to stress over: Williams' mentality. A quarterback who can laugh off BS criticism and stay locked in. That's exactly who you want leading your team for the next decade. So now I'm asking you, do you think Williams has the mental strength to handle the unique pressure of being QB1 in Chicago? Or do you think the media noise could actually mess with him when the games count? Look, here's the key thing you got to understand about these three stories. They're not just isolated headlines. They're all pieces of a much bigger puzzle that's shaping the future of the Chicago Bears. Rashan Johnson's surprise ranking? That's not some random fluke. It's a direct result of Ben Johnson and his offensive system. The same system that's about to unleash DJ Moore like never before. The same system that's creating the perfect environment for Caleb Williams to develop without the weight of media pressure suffocating him. Back in Detroit, Ben Johnson turned forgotten role players into difference makers. He's doing the same thing here in Chicago, and Rashan could be the first major beneficiary. But it doesn't stop at just one player. Keeping DJ Moore is critical for this system. Johnson needs savvy receivers who can run precise routes and get open in crunch time. Moore isn't just a WR, he's the vet who's going to mentor Burden and O'Duns on how to survive in this league. And Caleb, he needs stability around him. He can't be worried about whether his top wideout is getting traded. He can't be second-guessing whether his backup RB is ready. He needs total confidence in the weapons around him to focus on commanding this offense. Here's what I want you to lock into your minds about this Bears season. We're standing on the edge of something special, not just hopeful fan talk. This is a rare convergence of talent, system, and opportunity that might only come around once in a generation. Rashan Johnson has a shot of a lifetime to prove the doubters wrong and show he's more than his past numbers. This is his moment to shine, or it's back to the shadows. Caleb Williams, he has to prove he's not just the face of the franchise, but that he can withstand the pressure and noise that comes with it. His reaction to the overblown practice criticism tells me he's got the right mindset. And DJ Moore has to prove he's worth every penny of his big deal, while stepping up as a leader, a mentor for the future of this offense. This isn't just another season in Bears history. This is the season that could lay the foundation for 10 years of relevance in the NFL. Ben Johnson is bringing in a proven scheme. The revamped O-line is offering real protection. The rookie class brings depth and upside. And we've got a QB with all the tools to be special leading the charge. But now I'm turning it over to you. Think carefully before answering. Do you believe that Rashan stepping up as a reliable back, Williams maturing as a vocal and mental leader, and Moore staying locked in as our top weapon with growing chemistry? Do you believe that's enough to not just get us into the playoffs this year, but to actually turn us into legit contenders in the NFC North for the next 5 years? Because if you're truly part of this Bears family like I am, if you feel this team in your bones the way I do, if you've endured the bad years and are ready to finally enjoy the good ones, then I need you fully committed to what we're building here. Hit that subscribe button right now. Not tomorrow, not after the next video, right now. Turn on notifications because there's a new update, new rumor, or new twist every single day that could change everything. And jump into the comments. Tell me which one of these three stories hit you hardest and why. Was it Rashan's shocking new ranking that made you reevaluate his future? Was it Caleb's calm, confident clapback at the critics that convinced you he's got the mindset to lead? Or was it the DJ Moore trade rumor that rattled you about where this team could be headed? We're not just casual fans watching on Sundays. We're a family that lives and breathes Bears football every single day of the year. We're the people who analyze every roster move, every coaching decision, every training camp storyline, because we know the details matter. And in this family we're building together, nobody's left in the dark. Not with watered down fluff from other channels, not with sugar-coated takes that won't offend anyone. Right here you get real analysis, honest opinions, and the raw passion this team deserves. I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to keep breaking down every angle of Bears football. And never forget, bear down forever, because this is our year.